Did you catch the Gotham City sign or the ancient superhero mural that secretly tells us the DC universe goes back hundreds of years? What about the Chaco's cookie ad that's actually a tease for Martian Manhunter? James Gunn didn't just reboot Superman, he loaded this movie with so many hidden details that even hardcore fans are still finding stuff. From sneaky cameos to deep comic book references to setups for Batman, Supergirl, and even the Creature Command. This is everything you missed in Superman, and some of these Easter eggs are so crazy they change how you see the entire movie. Oh, and spoiler warning if you haven't seen it yet.
Eyes up here.
You probably know the three big names already. David Corenswet as Superman, Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane, and Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor. But what you don't know is just how packed this movie is with secret cameos and voice roles. First off, Bradley Cooper voices Jor-El, Superman's father. Yup, James Gunn brought his old Guardians buddy in to echo the original Marlon Brando vibe. And right beside him, Angela Sarafian from Westworld as Lara, Superman's mother. Then in the mid-credit scene, Millie Alcock shows up as Supergirl. That's your setup for her Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow movie next year. John Cena pops up on TV as Peacemaker, giving commentary on the kaiju-level Metropolis battle. And Gunn's own brother, Sean Gunn, is revealed as Maxwell Lord, a shady businessman funding meta-human chaos. We also see the Justice Gang members Hawkgirl, played by Isabella Merced, Green Lantern, played by Nathan Fillion, and Mr. Terrific, played by Eddie Gathegi. And those robot guards in the Fortress of Solitude are voiced by Gunn's usual gang. Michael Rooker, Pom Clementieff, Alan Tudyk, even Bradley Cooper again. Will Reeve, the son of the original Superman, Christopher Reeve, also shows up briefly as a Daily Planet reporter. Superman's loyal canine companion Krypto makes his first live-action debut in this movie. In the comics, Krypto's been flying alongside Superman since 1955, but until now we'd only seen him in animation. This is the first time he's hit the big screen in a live-action DC movie. James Gunn didn't want a perfect obedient pup, he wanted Ozu. That's his own rescue dog who was stubborn, destructive, and absolutely chaotic. Gunn based Krypto's entire personality on him. And yes, Krypto is pure CGI. They didn't use a trained dog on set. As David Corenswet said on The Tonight Show, the crew filmed with digital markers and references, then created the dog entirely in post using Ozu's 3D scans and even motion capture from Gunn's team. That payoff mid-credit scene with Superman and Krypto chilling on the moon is a heartfelt nod to All-Star Superman, the acclaimed comic where they share a quiet moment in space. Clark trusts Lois enough to finally come clean and do a televised interview as Superman, but if you're paying attention, you'll notice the recorder she drops on the table is branded LordTech. That's the company run by Maxwell Lord, the shady financier behind the new Justice Gang. And here's another moment that flew under the radar. Before the questions start, Clark casually calls Lois Cronkite. That's a reference to Walter Cronkite, the iconic journalist known as the most trusted man in America. That nickname frames Lois as the gold standard of reporting, someone Superman trusts and respects deeply.
Ready?
Let's do it, Cronkite.
Superman.
Miss Lane.
Superman goes back to Metropolis and is in battle with a giant kaiju. He lifts the massive beast to save a little dog, but it presses him into the sidewalk, sending him bursting underground. That move is a direct throwback to the 1978 original when Christopher Reeve drills down into the street to get to Lex Luthor's base. But while he's flying around, there's other details to notice. The cityscape branding is absolutely crammed with DC lore. First up, Jitters Coffee. That same chain was a staple in the CW Flash series. It's basically the DC Cinematic Universe's version of Starbucks. Then you see Big Belly Burger, the DC Comics fast food giant. This chain debuted in Adventures of Superman number 441 and has popped up in comics and the Arrowverse. It's a huge nostalgic wink if you're a longtime fan. And don't miss the Zesti Cola sign. Zesti Cola was created in 1872 by Eli Branchwater. The brand is the main rival of Soda Cola and is famously loved by characters like Robin, Dick Grayson, and even Scarface. As Superman flies past that towering skyscraper, we see it's the LordTech Headquarters owned by Maxwell Lord. The Justice Gang joins the fight, all funded by LordTech and emerging from that exact building. Hawkgirl dives straight for the kaiju's eyeball, and if that action strikes a chord, it's because it echoes Harley Quinn's dive into Starro's eye in the Suicide Squad. After they defeat the kaiju, Green Lantern blurts out Justice Gang, and Hawkgirl responds, it's just a working name. But it means this could grow into the DCU's answer to the Justice League someday. We see another ad for Choco Choco's Cookies, and next to it we see a sign that says Light Machine by Freeman and Johnston, nodding to the iconic comic writers B.P. Freeman and Jack Johnstone. In the chaos, you'll also catch a news broadcast from Lawrence Gilligan, reprising his role as a reporter, the same voice actor who plays the news anchor in the Creature Commandos animated series. In one of the buildings, a TV shows a news broadcast from GBS. In DC Comics, GBS stands for Galaxy Broadcasting System. It's a big media corporation in Metropolis that actually bought the Daily Planet in the comics during the 1970s. Because of that, Clark Kent got moved from being a print reporter to a TV news anchor for a while. They take Superman through a portal to the Pocket Universe and put him in a cell with Metamorpho, played by Anthony Kerrigan. In the DC Comics, Metamorpho's real name is Rex Mason, and he's known as the Element Man. His powers come from an ancient meteorite called the Orb of Ra, which transformed his body, and as a result, he can transform parts of his body into any element or compound. He transforms his hand into kryptonite here and uses it to torture and poison Superman. Lex Luthor meets with the president of Baravia and casually hands him a donut from Park Ridge, a Metropolis borough first introduced in the comics. Having made deals and secret plans with the president of Baravia, Lex manipulating politics to his own ends feels like just a step ahead of eventually becoming the president of the United States himself, which he briefly was in the comics. He campaigns as a self-made businessman who can fix America, capitalizing on his reputation and resources. He wins and becomes the 46th president of the United States in the main DC continuity. During his presidency, he secretly uses his power to manipulate events, stockpile kryptonite, and plot against Superman. But eventually his corruption gets exposed, leading to his impeachment and removal from office. Back in the Daily Planet, Lois and Jimmy try to find Lex's connection to Baravia, and Jimmy tries to call Eve Tessmacher, played by Sarah Sampaio. Eve Tessmacher was originally created for the 1978 Superman film by Richard Donner and Mario Puzo. She's both Lex Luthor's assistant and his girlfriend, though originally she had dated Jimmy Olsen before her involvement with Lex in this movie. Her obsession with Jimmy leads her to reach out to him via hidden selfie messages, and what looks like meaningless selfies actually capture critical information that Jimmy and Lois pick up on later. In Jimmy's phone, we see he saved Eve's name as Mutant Toes, and other contacts we see in his phone are names like Mary Schreiner, who's credited as a graphic designer in the art department for this movie, and Nadia Payne, who's credited as the unit production manager. In the viral Where's the Dog scene, Superman barges into Lex's office to demand Krypto's freedom. As he enters, glance at Luthor's desk, you'll spot a framed photo of Mr. Handsome, the creepy genetic prototype we see in the Pocket Universe prison later. That photo wasn't handed to us by accident. It's a nod that Mr. Handsome isn't just a random guard, but possibly one of Lex's earliest experiments.
Lex, I tried to stop him.
It's fine, Heather. Superman, we finally meet. Would you like a coffee?
Where's the dog?
Dog?
The dog, Luthor! You took the dog!
That's right, you get all of this.
Where's the dog?
Right from the opening logo, the movie is spelling out its lineage. The way the name and logo emerge is nearly identical to the 1978 Superman the movie, and is a clear salute to the original director Richard Donner. The music composers John Murphy and David Fleming also weave parts of John Williams' iconic theme throughout the film. You hear it in the opening cue home and action scenes, even subtly in emotional moments. It's not a full replay, but those brief reprises carry the nostalgia and weight of the original score. But the Easter eggs here aren't just in sound and logo, they're etched into the city's streets. Metropolis is full of signage honoring real Superman creators. Look for Dan Jurgens, Mark Waid, Alex Ross, Alan Moore, Kurt Swan. They're all immortalized on street signs and corner plaques. And Reeves Avenue is named after George Reeves, the actor from the 1950s Adventures of Superman TV show. If you look closely at Superman's suit, the chest emblem is different this time. Instead of the bold, blocky S we've seen in most versions, this one's more diagonal, designed as the alien crest of the House of L. James Gunn, based it directly on classic Kryptonian sigils, and it's almost identical to the one Superman wears in the Kingdom Come comic storyline, an older battle-worn take on the iconic shield. Which Easter egg was your favorite? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.